Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar leveled fresh criticism against the judiciary today, ignoring the disapproval expressed by the Supreme Court of India of his earlier public comments on the Supreme Court's collegium system. Dhankhar, while speaking at the inaugural function of the 83rd All India Presiding Officers Conference in Jaipur today, remarked, and I quote here, "Public posturing from judicial platforms is not good." Dhankhar said that he was surprised when the Supreme Court judges told the Attorney General to convey its displeasure to constitutional authorities. He was referring to the hearing in the case relating to judges' appointment, which took place on December 8th, when the Supreme Court, after taking exception to certain comments about collegium system, asked the Attorney General to advise government functionaries to exercise control. Friends, I have declined to undertake the Attorney General on this point, Dhankhar said today at the inaugural function. Once again criticizing the Supreme Court judgment which overturned the NJAC, that is the National Judicial Appointments Commission system of appointing judges in the higher judiciary, Dhankhar said that all organs of state must confine themselves to their respective domains. For those of you who are unaware, the Supreme Court in its 2015 verdict had struck down the NJAC Act and the Constitution 99th Amendment Act of 2014, leading to the revival of the collegium system of existing judges appointing judges to constitutional courts.
उसी भावना में court cannot legislate. It is as clear as anything else. अब आज के हालात क्या हैं? वन अपमैनशिप, पब्लिक पोस्टिंग फ्रॉम जुडिशियल प्लेटफॉर्म्स, ये ठीक नहीं है. These institutions must know how to conduct themselves. There can be interaction, there can be deliberations. But using these platforms for public consumption, मुझे बड़ा आश्चर्य हुआ जब श्रेष्ठ न्यायालय के न्यायाधिपति गण ने अटॉर्नी जनरल को कहा कि हाई कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अथॉरिटी को मैसेज दो. Friends, I have declined to entertain the Attorney General on this point. I cannot be party to emasculate the power of legislature, and I have been soldier of judiciary. I have highest respect for judiciary. I have been part of it by training, by profession, and I have to respect it by the position I hold. Through this august platform, I will appeal to them. We all have to confine to a deep sense of propriety, self-respect, and commitment to the Constitution. Dialogue through public platforms is not a wholesome mechanism of communication.
The Vice President today also questioned the basic structure doctrine formulated by the Supreme Court, as per which the Parliament cannot amend the features forming the basic structure of the Constitution, stating that the people who get elected to become members of the legislature are talented and experienced in various fields. He said, and I quote, "In a democratic society, basic of any basic structure is supremacy of people, sovereignty of the Parliament. The executive thrives on the sovereignty of the Parliament. The ultimate power is with the legislature. Legislature also decides who will be there in other institutions. In such a situation, all institutions must confine to their domains. One must not make incursion in the domain of others." He also passed comments on the Supreme Court's landmark judgment in the Keshavananda Bharati case.
1973 के अंदर एक बहुत गलत परंपरा चालू हुई. 1973 में केशवानंद भारती के केस में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर का आइडिया किया कि पार्लियामेंट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंड कर सकती है, पर बेसिक स्ट्रक्चर को नहीं. With due respect to the judiciary, I cannot subscribe to this. This House must deliberate. Can this be done? Can Parliament be allowed that its verdict will be subject to any other authority? When I assumed the office of Chairman Rajya Sabha, in my maiden address मैंने कहा, and I'm not in doubt about it, ये नहीं हो सकता.
The Vice President then spoke about how the NJAC, which was unanimously passed by both the houses of the Parliament and ratified by majority of state legislatures, was nullified by the Supreme Court. दुनिया में ऐसे कहीं नहीं हुआ है. That is, such a thing has not taken place anywhere else in the world. How can Parliament's sovereignty be compromised? He asked further today. It may be noted that Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar on 2 occasions, that is in his maiden Rajya Sabha speech and at an earlier public function, had criticized the Supreme Court's judgment overturning the NJAC.
Honorable members, there is no parallel to such development in democratic history, where a duly legitimized constitutional prescription has been judicially undone. A glaring instance of severe compromise of parliamentary sovereignty and disregard of the mandate of the people, of which this House and the Lok Sabha are custodians.
Thank you, Amaratrika Bhaumik, for LiveLaw. Keep watching LiveLaw for more such updates.